Can Jake Paul survive in the UFC? Jake Paul has a variety of occupations to his name, including YouTuber, actor, social media influencer, boxer, and rapper. Throughout his career, Paul has become the subject of many controversies due to his behavior, including engaging in risky stunts. Many UFC fans will not have heard of Jake Paul, but the YouTube star is certainly making his name well known amongst the promotion's top fighters. This guy has over 20 million subscribers on his YouTube channel, and in 2019 entered the world of professional boxing. Paul, who has a 5-0 record as a boxer, has been training as an MMA fighter as he eyes a chance to swap combat sports. In this video, we are going to take a closer look at this boxer and try to answer the question, can he survive in the UFC? But before we do this, remember to give us a thumbs up and a quick click on our subscribe button to get more videos like this one and support Brutal TV. Thanks! But for now, let's get back to Jake Paul. Jake Paul was born on January 17, 1997, in Cleveland, and grew up in Westlake, Ohio, with his older brother Logan, who is also a YouTuber and internet personality. Jake Paul launched his YouTube channel, known for pranks, controversies, and featuring his rap music, back in May 2014. After attaining fame on YouTube, he was hired onto the set of the Disney Channel series Bizaardvark, performing dare challenges, only to be fired in 2017. This led him to concentrate on his music career, during which he released numerous rap singles. It was in August 2018 that Jake Paul's boxing career got underway. His first amateur boxing match was against Deji Olatunji and took place in Manchester Arena, England. This fight was the chief undercard bout before the main event, KSI versus Logan Paul. Jake Paul defeated Deji via technical knockout in the 5th round. This was to be the first of his victories in boxing. In December 2019, Paul turned professional and made his debut fight against the YouTuber Anas and Gib on January 30th, 2020 in Miami. The fight was over almost as soon as it started. Anas and Gib, also known as Gib, had trouble staying on his feet early on, and it was clear Paul was going to win the fight. What wasn't clear was just how soon. Paul kept getting clean hits on Gib, and the official called the fight a knockout at 2:18 in the 1st round. Paul's second professional match was in November 2020 against professional basketball player Nate Robinson. In this fight, the 1st round got off to a fast start with both guys coming out swinging. Paul was able to put Robinson on the mat twice in the 1st round. Robinson got up both times and the fight continued. The 2nd round was a different story though. Again, Paul managed to knock Robinson down at the start of the round before ultimately delivering the knockout blow. For his 3rd professional boxing match, Paul was up against the former Bellator MMA and 1 welterweight champion, Ben Askren. This match took place in Atlanta on the 17th of April 2021. Paul made light work of Askren by knocking him out in the 1st round of this fight. The YouTube star flattened the former UFC fighter with a right hand inside the opening 2 minutes to claim an emphatic victory. The fight began with Paul firing out his jab, while Askren countered with an overhand right. But just as soon as it had started, it was all over. Paul landed a single right hook, which sent Askren flying across the ring and down to the canvas. He made it back to his feet, but was on unsteady legs, and so the referee did not allow him to continue. We are at the halfway mark now, so just a reminder to like this video and subscribe to Brutal TV for more top quality fighting videos. Now, back to Jake Paul. Jake Paul's following 2 fights found him up against former UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley. The first took place on August 2021, in which he won the fight by a split decision. A rematch between the pair took place in December 2021, in which Paul brutally knocked out Tyron Woodley, dropping the former UFC welterweight champion with an overhand right in the 6th round that sent him directly to the mat. Although Jake Paul has had a fairly short career in the boxing ring so far, it has certainly been an impressive one. Paul, nicknamed Problem Child, may well be a problem, but he doesn't seem to be a child when it comes to the fight game. He is not quite a polished boxer, but he is athletic, strong, and driven. Some of the qualities needed for the UFC, but can he actually survive the UFC? So far, he has fought against guys that are not boxers by trade. There has been a basketball player or a YouTuber, or he's fighting Tyron Woodley, who fought in a totally different discipline to the sport of boxing. If he fought a boxer by trade, it may be a different story, especially a boxer the same size as himself. Paul stands at 6'1", and in his last fight, weighed in at 191.4 pounds. Having beaten two former MMA superstars, Paul made it clear he then wanted to face a host of current contenders signed to the promotion. The likes of Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz were on Paul's hit list, as well as welterweight champion Kamaru Usman. Yet UFC commentator Joe Rogan believes Dana White, president of UFC, is unlikely to ever let the problem child step into the ring with an active UFC fighter. But let's say he did allow it for argument's sake. What would happen? Let's start with the former UFC lightweight champion Conor McGregor. The biggest star in UFC history, the notorious one, has sold millions of pay-per-views in his 7 years with the promotion. Of course, McGregor has also dabbled in boxing, suffering a 10th round technical knockout at the great Floyd Mayweather's hands in 2017. All this means that purely from a financial standpoint, it makes sense for Jake Paul to have called the Irishman out for a fight. But despite being around 4 inches taller and around 40 pounds heavier than McGregor, there's no doubt that the Irishman would destroy Jake Paul should he step into a fight against him. Not only does McGregor have remarkably fast and accurate punches, but he's not just a boxer. The notorious one loves to throw kicks when he steps into the octagon, and naturally, someone like Jake Paul probably has very little experience in taking such strikes. Add in McGregor's ability to use unorthodox strikes, and there can be no doubt that Jake Paul would be in trouble in this fight. And then there is Nate Diaz. Given his penchant for boxing, this might actually be a fascinating match to see inside the UFC's octagon. But naturally, Diaz is not just a boxer, he is also one of the best submission artists inside the world of MMA. And given that Jake Paul has zero experience on the ground, the likelihood would be that despite giving up almost 30 pounds of weight, Diaz would take him down and easily dominate him on the mat. What do you think of Jake Paul? Could he survive in the UFC? Tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Brutal TV for more top fighting videos just like this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.